y'all ever heard of the Bell-Hampton farms located in Pulaski, Virginia? Well, y'all, this one's full of history and some hauntings. Bell-Hampton's farms was built in 1767 at the bottom of Cloyd's Mountain. General James Mayo Hogue built the residence, and then he later left to his grandson, whose mama had passed away during childbirth, so they raised this grandson whose name was James Hogue Tyler. James Tyler had went off to the Civil War and fought for the Confederacy, and when he came back home, he got married, and he decided to renovate the home in 1879. Well, he and his wife would have two beautiful young girls, and they would name the house and residence after the kids, which was Bell-Hampton. But the previous name of the property was called Hayfield, and I think Bell-Hampton fits it all right. And one day, tragedy struck, and the youngest daughter had suddenly passed away unexpectedly. And so the family decided to pack it up and move it to Radford in 1891. Now, they would use the home as a summer vacation home or a vacation home whenever they felt the need to go on a little vacation. And that pretty much left the house vacant for 120 years and fallen into disrepair. Well, a cool thing happened in 2019 when the great-great-great-grandson of the General Hogue bought the property and started renovating it with his wife, Madeline. We all know when you start renovating stuff, things start getting wild. I don't know, that's just really what happens when you start renovating old places. The ghosts seem to come out. And they renovated the main house, the cottage, and a general store, which actually you can rent a room in for an Airbnb. Back during the Civil War, it was actually used, like most big buildings at the time, as a makeshift Civil War hospital where allegedly some of the hauntings might come from. They said that they've heard boots going all the way up the steps and down the hall and into the attic. Another odd coincidence happened when Madeline was in the main house, and she was going through some things and reorganizing, go through some old stuff, and all of a sudden this cold breeze just went straight through her, and it gave her this chills, you know, all through her bones, and she thought something was wrong. So she walked out of the house and was headed towards the cottage when she realized that while she was in the main house, her phone didn't have service, and it started blowing up as she was walking out to the cottage. Madeline said that she felt that maybe it was a spirit that was letting her know that there was something wrong, because when she did get the notifications, she found out that there was a loss. Tom, which is the great-great-great-grandson of the general, said that he had an encounter one time when there was a loud banging, knocking on the cottage door, but when he opened the door up, there was nobody there. And nowhere for them to hide, because when you open it up, it's just like a field there. There ain't nowhere for nobody to run. People also witnessed one of the craziest apparitions I've heard of, and that's of a headless woman just gliding down the stairs. There's a story about a little girl and her mama that was staying in the cottage, and the mama had left the room, and when she came back in there, this little girl was holding the doll, and she was playing with this doll from the 1800s. And when they asked her, how did you get that doll, because that doll was sitting up on top of a shelf real high up, the girl just replied, oh, that nice lady. And they said, well, which way did that nice lady go? Where is she? And she pointed to a wall that used to be a door that they had closed up. The owners even say that the ghost will announce their presence through electronics. They'll make the lights flicker, or the TV will turn on and off, and some days they'll leave the property and come back to a TV they knew that they had turned off, and it'd be on full blast. Have you ever been to the Bell-Hampton farms in Pulaski, Virginia? Let me know in the comments. Have you had an experience yourself, or would you like to stay there? Because like I said, it's an Airbnb. And don't forget to follow me for more paranormal stories.